Hey, what's up everybody? Brian with Lean by Doing. If I recall correctly, we did a Kaizen project in our warehouse and I owe you guys an update video. So let's dig in. I'm not gonna lie, this was a huge project and it took much longer than we anticipated. But all things considered, I'm glad we did it. Instead of waiting until we moved, we've been able to kind of feel out how our system is gonna work so when we move, we don't have to do it there. So let me show you guys the changes that we made. So if you remember correctly, the number one objective was to get the packaging people closer to the box machine so when they needed to print out a box, they didn't have to walk 3 miles a day just to do that. As you can see here, the stations are right next to the box machine now. Previously, they'd have to go from this box machine all the way over here, just all the way down by that other forklift over there. That's where they would walk back and forth every single time to create a cardboard box. The next big project was getting all of our bolt packs at arm's reach. Previously, we had them going up about 12 feet in the air, so we created these Fat American roller carts. As you can see here, they're just using a blue bin with a topper on top of them to protect the inventory on Kanban. Everything is labeled so you can tell this is the 046 aisle. This one over here is the 045 aisle. And it's all a lot closer to the packaging line. So the packagers are working right here. So they're not walking all over the place just to get the hardware they need to box the boxes. Previously, we had all of our inventory and racking way over here on this wall. And then all of our ship stations were here. So we actually created a ship station on the end here so that the person can pick from the racks, put labels on product, and get them right here, ready to go out the door. This change also allowed us to use our racking more effectively, so we've actually been able to get more inventory on hand via Kanban so that our customers aren't waiting on lead times for products when we can actually just pull it off the shelf and ship it out the door to them. The other big project was that all of our product comes from another building where we powder coat, so it has to come across the parking lot on these giant roller carts. Something I can't wait to change in our new facility, but for now we're working with it. But before, we were trying to go in and out of the same door. So let me show you how we changed that. This particular building has one overhead door here, and then another one on the other side of the racking over there. So what we're doing is we're bringing our product in this door. As you can see, the cart is there. It's getting staged right up here. We have floor tape marking out where the cart needs to go so it can be parked in the same spot every time. And as you can see, the proximity of the product to the ship stations to the box machine. So all the value added work can happen right here without a bunch of walking and wasted motion. So while we're working on packaging this cart, you can see there's another cart right over here. So the empty cart's gonna travel right down the middle right here, and it's gonna swap out with this cart right here. And this one is also marked out with floor tape on the floor, showing where to park it. So all of our product coming from production behind the red curtain is getting loaded onto this cart to go out this door and head across the street to powder coat. With the change, we also had to move our morning meeting area. So before it was over here where those boards are. Now we moved it over to this main area, which actually made for a better meeting area. So once these carts are out of the way in the morning, we can host our morning meeting right here. Here's another area that we made big improvements on, and that is our roof rack location. So these are all the components we need to ship roof racks. And as you can see, we got everything packaged now. So everything is in cohesive paper like that. So all these components can sit on the shelf without getting damaged or scratched. And we have everything on Kanban. We have all of our mounts right here in our bins. We have more components for the roof rack up here. As you can see, everything is wrapped up and ready to go. And what you're looking at is actually only 1 week of inventory. So this is 1 week's worth of parts that we need to pull and package for shipping our roof racks. Here's an example of a spot that still needs a little bit of work. Right here on the ground is a bunch of stuff that's actually missing components, and we're working our way towards getting better at that. But if a bumper shows up and it's missing a part, we can't ship it to the customer, so they kind of get stuck here. So this is the one spot where stuff isn't flowing. We also need to replace this spot with racking because we don't have quite enough racking in the warehouse, but that is the next part of this project. I'll touch on this area in another video, but this is where we build all of our bolt packs. And right now we are underway on some pretty big changes here to streamline it. But previously, they would have to walk from here all the way on the other side of that racking to put the bolt packs away. And we changed that because now we're building our bolt packs right here, and right behind me are the bolt pack racks. So we reduced a bunch of motion, but we're gonna continue to improve that. Here's another area we're still working on, but this is what's left of a racking that we're hoping to remove. This has some components that are needed for packaging, and we're working on trying to get them onto these Fat American carts. We have a few more on the other side. We're hoping to actually reduce some of this inventory that's not needed to try to pull stuff and leave it in its rawest form. So an example, in our ERP system, we're building bolt packs and then we're building these hardware packs. We're gonna try to make just one, so we're not doing a two-step process, and that is kind of the next project for us. Here's another interesting project we're working on. This cart is full of products that we actually PIM. So a PIM is a clinch fastener that we're pressing in with a tool. And all of these things hold up orders from shipping. So what we've done is we've started to create a 2-bin system with a bin that travels so that we can keep the stuff on hand so that when the product arrives, we can actually ship it to our customer. And the dirty truth of the matter is we still need some Kanbans created. All of this product here is not on Kanban, which has created some obstacles for us, but hopefully we'll get this sorted out soon. Another cool part of this project has been all the banners that we added. With a little creativity, we were able to connect the customer to the work being done here by all the staff. You may be on the fence on whether or not you want to do a giant transformation like this in the form of a Kaizen event, and let me tell you, it is something that you have to do. All of your capacity is tied up in all of the wastes. For example, if my guys are walking 3 to 4 miles per day, that's 45 minutes to an hour's worth of their time just spent walking. Instead, we can put that 45 minutes or 1 hour into value-added work, which will get the product out the door faster, and you'll have more time to do it correctly. During this Kaizen event, we didn't have an idea of what we were going to gain from it, but here are the things that we gained. First, we reduced the department from 5 employees down to 3.5. The next thing we gained was speed and accuracy. With this change, we've been able to reduce our lead times from 26 days to 10 days. And don't even get me started on defects. All of this stuff is getting packaged right away. It's not sitting around and collecting dust or getting scratched when we stick it up onto a shelf or another cart. Don't get caught up in all the hypothetical what ifs. Just start doing it. Get on the shop floor, move your stuff around, and make it make sense. Because if you can reduce any wastes, you will save money, you will save time, and you will make happier employees. So get out on your shop floor and make some changes.